Hello, thanks for joining us on your channel of choice at this time, Africa Independent Television. And welcome to Focus Nigeria, your agenda setting program. My name is Benga. It's my pleasure to be here this morning to drive the show. Yesterday, the Lagos State Governor, Akinwumi Ambode, presented a budget of 1.046 trillion naira to the State House of Assembly for 2018, thus becoming the second state that will be crossing the 1 trillion naira spending mark for 2018. Cross River State recorded the pioneering and so far the biggest feat when on December 2, Governor Ben Ayade presented a staggering budget of 1.3 trillion naira for 2018. Now, while the details of the 2018 Lagos budget are still being awaited, that of Cross River is already out in the public and has become a subject of interest for economic experts who are engaging the ambitious proposals contained in this budget. Titled Budget of Kinetic Crystallization, this huge budget gives about 70% to capital expenditure, while 30% goes to recurrent expenditure. Now, it is instructive here to note that the Cross River State government has two signature projects that no doubt must have gotten serious attention in this budget, and these are the 260-kilometer super highway project that will cut across 16 local governments in that state and then link the state to Benue and beyond. And then, of course, we also have the Bakassi Deep Sea Port project. Both projects have received the blessings of the federal government, and reports some time ago indicated a high interest of companies, both local and foreign, in these two projects and other auxiliary ones that will spring up. So in a way, a lot of economic activities are either taking place or about to take place in that South-South state. Now, ordinarily, in a Nigeria of today, where states of the Federation have become so beggarly, and many of them survive only on bailouts and are owing several months of arrears of unpaid worker salaries, one would be skeptical about the ambitious budgets of these two states, that's Cross River State and Lagos State, but Cross River State especially for obvious reasons. But then the governor, Professor Ben Ayade, may not just be calling himself the digital governor for nothing. Today is December 12th, for instance, and while most of his colleagues are owing months in salaries, reports have it that December salaries are already being paid to Cross River workers. And today is December 12th, as I said. One only hopes that Professor Ayade will hold steadfast to these goals of turning Cross River to a huge center of economic activity, as he has espoused in this his budget of kinetic crystallization. Now, that's jaw-breaking, isn't it? And how I wish as many states of Nigeria are able to just rise above this beggarly status that they have confined themselves to, and the governors are paying greater attention to how to turn around the fortunes of their states. Look beyond rhetorics and theatrics, as we are seeing in some who engage in what their aides call street popularity by dashing or dishing out handouts to children of unpaid pauperized civil servants. And rather than do all of this, they should instead commit themselves to a reduction of their very expensive and oppressive lifestyles, long covers, grandiose state house functions, where you see champagne being pumped left, right, and center, bogus operating costs, huge security allowances that go into their pocket. And of course, rather than that, concentrate on life-changing projects like Governor Ayade and Ambode are trying to do in Cross River and in Lagos with these eye-popping and super ambitious budgets. I wish some governors will, for instance, stop erecting meaningless statues all over the place and put the money in ventures that endure, and outlive them, instead of statues that can, statues can fall on their own if they are angry too, or can be pulled down when the people are angry, or you just need to wait for Harmattan Spring to start in Nigeria. Then you know what will happen to those statues. It's wishful thinking, right? But these things can actually happen It will happen when citizens of these states rise beyond being deceived and being taken for their ride. Being taken for a ride by their governors. Take your destiny in your own hand. That's how it should be. Ask questions. Don't follow them to eat rice and cake when they are commissioning status, or when they promise to give out a Christmas dress to your children when they have not paid you salaries. Anyway, our discussion is up next. Yes, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has concluded its convention. The new leaders have taken over. That happened yesterday. And of course, the high-sounding speeches have continued, giving quick notice and all of that. But with the way the convention ended, no doubt the party has in its fold a large number of people who feel shortchanged and are therefore aggrieved. It will seem as if the party knew this will happen anyway. And so among the several committees constituted along with the convention planning committees is a reconciliation committee headed by the governor of Bayelsa State, His Excellency Henry Seriake Dickson. Governor Dickson is one of the longest serving members of the party, in public service, in public office rather, from being a commissioner for justice and attorney general in Bayelsa to a member of the House of Representatives 2 times, I think. Now he's in his 2nd term as governor, so you see the experience. He has served in this capacity of being a conciliator or reconciliator during the over 1 year or so that the recent leadership crisis lasted. And he was doing a good job of that. Now he's back on the familiar terrain as the chairman of the Reconciliation Committee, so to say. But the task here is daunting, very daunting. But he has started the arduous task of this reconciliation. He addressed newsmen yesterday after the Reconciliation Committee had its first meeting. He's meeting with many of the aggrieved party leaders, including some of the contestants, including some of the contestants for the office of national chairman. That is taking place in Abuja today. So the task of repairing the PDP has begun. It's a hard one. But what should be the modus? We are looking at all of this from the context of party politics in Nigeria this morning. So it's not just the PDP we'll be talking about. Even the APC and some others will probably come under focus this morning. And that's what we'll be doing shortly after this break.
We want to assure our people that we are now ready to take this party, put it together, and make sure that we are ready for election 2019. We will never be distracted by the ruling party, by their kinds of propaganda, false propaganda. We will never be distracted. Nigerians know the truth now, that all they have been saying in the last 2 years are mere lies. Not only lies, they go outside to revenge and to intimidate Nigerians. So Nigerians they know the truth. And so we don't need to be distracted by them. And you know, Nigerians can no longer be fooled by false propaganda. They will hear the truth, and the truth will save the country. Not by propaganda, not by false propaganda. We promise you to rebuild our party, to reposition our party, and to regain the lost ground. That will start from today.
This evening, the first meeting of the Reconciliation Committee after the convention. We had some interactions prior to the convention with a view to guiding and supporting the processes. But today's meeting is the very first interaction we're having since after the convention. And we thought we should interact with you, gentlemen and ladies of the press, to enable you have an idea of how the committee proceeds with this very important assignment of promoting reconciliation and better understanding within the party. We have established contact already with those who are, for one reason or the other, dissatisfied and who have concerns and issues and grievances, which is normal in an exercise such as this. We want to report to you that the efforts we have made so far to establish contact with all the chairmanship aspirants, and indeed, we intend to also interact with all other aspirants, all those who purchased forms, all those who actually contested for various offices. It's our intention to engage and interact with them to find out what the challenges and issues are, with a view to promoting amicable resolution and then promoting better understanding within the PDP family. We are pleased to announce that our contacts with all the major candidates, with all the chairmanship candidates, for that matter, was very positive. Our overtures were well received, and in the next couple of days and weeks, you're going to see a lot of activity in that regard undertaken by this committee, and also we are at liberty to co-opt other party leaders whose input will be helpful. Beginning tomorrow, here in Abuja, this committee will undertake a visit, in fact, several visits, to those of our party leaders who, for one reason or the other, may have concerns and issues. It is not our business in this committee to apportion blame. It's our business, our focus is to promote reconciliation, because all party leaders are important. All party members are important. Their concerns are also very important. Where there are grievances, it is the view of this committee that those grievances be looked into and addressed where possible.
If you're just joining us, a very warm welcome to you. We're starting the conversation now. We're taking the conversation beyond the PDP this morning. We'll also look at the other political parties, particularly the ruling party as well. My guests are here. Ayodare Atoye is co-convener, PDP Reform Group. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you so much. Barrister Silas Onu is also here. He's an Abuja-based legal practitioner. Good to see you too.
Good morning, Mr. Benga.
This is just an aside. You've had a judgment of the Court of Appeal. That's something we need to discuss maybe before the end of this week. Hopefully.
No problem, no problem.
I'm still wondering where I'm trying to wonder where their lawsuits or which laws their lawsuits are interpreting. I don't know.
It's actually a reversal of an established precedent which says if there is a criminal offense, that will be dispensed with before disciplinary issues will come up. But now they are now saying administrative.
Because at best, the AJC is an administrative body. It can only deal with administrative issues, not criminal issues. So if there are allegations that border on crime against a judge,
it doesn't remove
a law enforcement agency will have to wait.
It doesn't remove their powers to actually prosecute. But
because crimes can be committed while you are doing your work.
Yes, of course.
You are taking a cue from the executive. That you first investigate a member of the executive before you take him to EFCC. AKA, I mean, for example,
Babashir Lawal
and other people involved. So that's one thing about it.
It is concerning, really, but let's see what happens.
We'll discuss it. Maybe by then I would have thoroughly digested
the. Lots of civil society organizations are raising eyebrow on that judgment, and you have also just raised your own. So
I don't. For me, my immediate reaction was, this is a court thing. Judges, Court of Appeal judges, trying to solidarize with the fellow Court of Appeal justice. Anyway, we'll find time to look at all of that before the end of this week, hopefully. Hopefully, yes. Good to see you, my brother.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. You are a member of the PDP. But the first gain of the PDP convention is the fact that despite the predictions, doomsday prediction, that threats of litigation, something ominous will happen, none of that happened. We saw a party that came out of crises that had crippled it since after losing the election to hold the first convention. And one can say, on the average, it turned out well. Correct me if I'm wrong, or you are one of the people, members who are dissatisfied.
Not really, not exactly, but yeah, we have people have misgivings about certain things, but you see, you just have to give it to the PDP. PDP held 2 conventions last year in Port Harcourt, and it shows the party
Both
that has
not successful.
no. What I'm saying is that the ability of the member to even gather, to
It's
even
not in
have
doubt.
conversation is not in doubt. They had 2 conventions last year in Port Harcourt, and the members, gather together and have very reasonable conversations. And also, don't forget that on August 12th, the PDP also met in this Abuja, non-elective convention. Now, you're talking about a party that is actually the only working party in Nigeria currently, because it's a party that has the ability and the capacity to dialogue amongst members for them to have a good conversation. And I think probably maybe over time they've been able to overcome whatever that capacity to overcome their differences. That actually played out in this convention. The only concern I'm having is just the utterances of some persons. For instance, the outgone chairman of the CTC, Ahmed Makarfi, senator, was on one of the TV stations. And you see, because there is this questions that the media continue to throw the PDP about the event in Southwest. But one thing I would like to correct here is that they should not make the work of Governor Seriake Dickson to be difficult in trying to resolve issues around.
That is, party leaders
Yes,
they
should not make it difficult. And one of the person trying to make it difficult is someone like Senator Makarfi. Let me tell you why. You see, on May 21, 2016, in a meeting presided over by former governor of Ondo State, Olusegun Mimiko, it was resolved that the chairmanship position should be microzone to the southwest of the country, because we have to be abreast ourselves of history. It was agreed. That was why in the second aborted convention, there was nobody like Prince Uche Secondus contesting, and even the governors were actually supporting a candidate from the southwestern part.
So they were all rooting for Jimmy Agbaje.
Absolutely. So we should not gloss over this. Something happened along the line, and Makarfi was part of this. That now they should not throw it open. There is one thing you try to re-echo.
And I've asked the question, what has changed between that time?
Absolutely.
That these leaders gathered and said, let's microzone it to when leaders of the South, cutting across the 3 geopolitical zones in the South, gathered and said, let us microzone it to Southwest.
Yes.
What has changed between that time?
That's exactly this concern.
I kept asking that question, whether it is the interest of some individuals in the Southwest that have changed all of the calculations and all of that. Nobody has been able to provide
that's our concern. For me, I believe that what we are enjoying on the PDP today is the magnanimity of the leadership in the Southwest. The ability to show magnanimity, the ability to believe in the PDP and say, look, irrespective of what happened, it's still our party, let us work together with the party. If this thing had been done to some other zone, today we won't be having it this easy. But because the likes of Professor Tunde Adeniro, Chief Bode George, and all that, that's why I will never subscribe to some person using statement to belittle them. These are our leaders, credible leaders that we respect in the Southwest. I'm not going to allow anybody, to use some kind of uncouth statement, to belittle them. But I am happy that the Southwest leaders are showing this level of magnanimity, trying to, embrace reconciliation, because believe me, sincerely, everybody is tired of the APC government, and we believe that, look, we don't need to, affect the fortune of the PDP in the southwestern part of Nigeria. So that's why the PDP is having it this good. But what I'm saying is that I'm appealing to some of them, including some governors, don't make the work of Governor Dickson to be difficult. Let him be able to embark on this reconciliation without...
Don't make it more difficult than it is already.
Yes.
Because
I can tell you that there is a kind of rapprochement going on. Including some of the active players.
We listen to him.
He addressed the media. In fact, including the players, those who even worked against the interests of the Southwest, are already meeting the leaders of the Southwest. I've seen it. I saw one of them physically myself. So, and I believe that with the body language and the attitude and the subsequent utterances that I've seen from the leaders of Southwest, there is that possibility that they're going to have it rosy at the end of the day, and PDP should be able to have a very good inroad in the southwestern part of the country. Yes.
All right, Barrister Onu, I know you are just a bystander and an onlooker.
Well,
But we need to give it to the PDP, at least for being able to hold a convention, even when it was deep a crisis. Main organs of the party were constantly meeting and they were functioning. You can't say that for the APC, that is the ruling party. And since 2015, critical organs of the party have not met. It's not been able to hold a single convention, maybe for a few times that the National Executive Council has met, and maybe the National Working Committee. Even at that, the National Working Committee is like a house divided unto itself. So here we have two contrasts. I mean, we have two major parties that are not representing the same thing.
well, first of all, I'd like to congratulate the PDP. Nobody, particularly me, didn't think PDP would be alive till this till this moment.
See one of your enemies,
Right? When we left the People's Democratic Party to APC,
Oh, you were there before?
yes, I'm an ardent follower of Turaki now Waziri. When he moved, I followed him. Now he
So
has
you
moved again.
you go back with him now.
Now he has moved again, so my heart has left APC.
Oh, you are an itinerary politician too.
But not itinerary. Nigerian political
Itinerant politician.
No, Nigerian political culture is such that political party is just a platform for now. It hasn't become an ideological contraption yet, right? But we're going to get there gradually. If you look at what happens between PDP, APC, people move parties because our political system is such that an individual or a set of individuals control political party activities and their structures. And that was the challenge APC faced the moment they formed government. The president, who is supposed to now hold the party together, lost interest in politics of the party. He said, I'm not interested. And then the Senate did what they wanted. House of Reps did what they wanted. And the party is now fragmented because there is no one to hold the party together. And then the party chairman became confused as to what to do. The party, everybody is calling himself party leader. Asiwaju is party leader. This one is party leader. So you don't even know who is, so you don't know who is the leader because the president had abdicated his fatherly role to bring the party together. So the party is dead on arrival. APC died. Many of us stayed there because of pride. But now we have found that PDP was the darling that we left. However, that is not to say that the problem that made us leave then has been completely taken care of. But there is conscious effort. We have seen from the convention, at least, that the party is becoming open. Even some of the contestants, I remember Raymond Dokbesi's complaint during the convention was that a few people sat somewhere and want to determine who will lead the party, and he was against it. So it's a good thing that people within are beginning to say we must have a say. The day that political party will become truly democratic, whether APC, PDP, is the day that financial members have a vote on who becomes the chairman of the party, not delegates.
We'll come back to that. That's part of the issues that have slated
Good. Who mostly
for discussion. Whether political parties should actually not look up to the members
Yes.
for its fundings.
Yes.
Rather than governors being the sole funders, and governors don't spend their own personal money. They spend state money.
If you look at what we have, who are the delegates that are going to do all these elections? They say local government chairman, automatic delegate, House of Assembly members, automatic delegate. So this is a certain for the elites to keep a check on the party system. But when the members, if I'm a member of a party, you know what happened? I was listening to Adakwale, my friend here yesterday. He contested election and could not vote for himself. He's a financial good. He's a financial member, a contestant, and could not vote for himself.
And those two factors alone should have made him to be an automatic delegate.
And this fact is also applicable to APC. It's not just PDP. It's the same thing that you find in both parties.
Yeah.
If you are not a local government chairman or a member of this or that, you are not a delegate. So I'm happy for the PDP because they have given us hope for an opposition. Democracy without opposition is something else, become dictatorship. And I'm happy too with the speech of Magafi at the convention where he said opposition does not mean madness. It means constructive criticism and engaging of the government. So going forward, I can tell you something, that going forward within the next months, you will find that PDP will be inundated with members of APC returning.
Are you sure?
I saw one picture, I don't know how true it is, but of people who are in government under APC celebrating with secondaries at the Hilton.
Are you sure?
So perhaps in the night they are PDP and in the morning
But
they are
you see,
APC.
let me quickly add something, Mr. Binga, is that you see, this issue of ideology, it depends on the perspective you've seen it. The reason why it's so easy for Waziri, that's Turaki, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, to return to the PDP is because of the overriding ideology in the PDP. PDP is a pan-Nigerian.
He didn't return to PDP because of any
No.
ideology.
Well, I'm coming. I know it's because he wants to win power and he's going to look for a
Exactly.
the only platform.
So
that's
it's not
exactly
because
what
of any
PDP
ideology,
is not
please.
only the only existing party in Nigeria. If he has that clout enough, he will have formed a party and probably bring all the smaller ones together. I'm not saying it doesn't have.
You look for a
PDP
credible
No.
platform.
I'm not
PDP is the
saying.
most
I'm not saying. I'm
credible,
not saying.
alternative
I'm
and
coming.
viable
I am not saying it doesn't have
party.
a political clout, but you're going to need a pan-Nigerian structure, and the only party that presents that is the PDP. And that's why it's so easy.
My
It's-
brother, all political parties will tell you they are pan-Nigerian.
No.
Because
In
they
terms
have-
of
Because it's part of the requirement by INEC
they
to
have
be
branches
registered.
or
but
chapters in every
you've seen
state.
it. You've seen it in the APC government, whereby it's a clannish arrangement.
What is clannish about the APC?
What-
That is
what-
not
what-
clannish about.
No, you
What
can
is the
see that in
clannish?
terms of allocation of positions. You saw that in the 16 years of the PDP. You never saw the kind of rancor that the APC's style of administration generated in the 16 years of PDP, whereby the president, go and check the president, his family, cousin here and there, ministers. We've never seen that kind of familitocracy before, even in
Sorry,
Africa.
let me
I'm coming.
let me
So
continue a little
let me just make this submission. These are some of the things that are going to affect the party in the long run. Under PDP, you know it, Mr. Binga. We don't treat our Senate president in a ridiculous manner. We don't treat the speaker without honor. We give them that sense of belonging.
Tambuwal
So
was-
where were you? Where were you during
They were
Obasanjo-
jumping
during the
first. No,
Obasanjo,
even
No.
Tambuwal.
What I'm saying is that even during Obasanjo's time, when they were having issues,
Yeah.
having all these concerns.
during
about
Obasanjo era,
I know.
a sitting Senate president was barricaded into his official house and was almost being forced to
You know the
resign.
Obasanjo-
if he himself didn't do
You're going-
a Gestapo of
you're
jumping
going
to
too
call
far.
for help from other
What
senators.
happened to Tambuwal?
No.
Just recently,
Tambuwal had a very good.
Tambuwal was harassed, searched severally by police.
Tambuwal enjoyed his time.
No,
It
he
was when he was
was
attempting.
humiliated.
No. Let's get it very
How
well.
many Senate
He
presidents?
enjoyed.
How many Senate presidents were produced in Obasanjo's first tenure?
Of course, you see, you can't rule out the fact
No, you
that
said
we're
that
exiting.
The PDP doesn't have
This
a
is not.
history.
This is
That's
actually not
actually
the
not
issue.
the issue
This is
that
not.
I have.
This is
I
not
know.
actually
No, I'm
the
just
issue.
giving you. I'm just giving
The issue
you.
I like us to look
I'm
at.
just giving you
Sorry,
the fact
issue I
that-
like us to look at, really, whether just 24 hours or even right there at the convention ground, the PDP thinks it has done enough homework, that its ranks are united enough right now. It has put its house properly enough for you to begin to challenge the APC to a duet already
In 2019.
in 2019.
Now, Mr. Benga,
Even when there's
But sorry. Let me just
sorry,
add
sorry.
something.
that's
there.
Sorry.
the first thing I'd like us to look at.
I'd like to take you through. I like talking about political culture in Nigeria because it is the way the people think. I have seen that from 1999 till date, nobody won election because of his political platform in this country. People vote for individuals irrespective of the party platform. If they like you, they follow you. However, those who have lost election in Nigeria have lost it not because the opposition is strong, but because they themselves failed. It is the failure of incumbent that makes them lose election. Goodluck lost election not because APC was strong, not because APC presented a better option, but Goodluck damaged his chances of coming back. Nigerians had high hope when he became president, and he didn't perform. And Nigerians were ready to vote for even a goat that was from another party just to make a point. Now, all that was needed was an unbiased umpire, and Jega did his best. Now, in 2019, PDP has high chances of winning the election. That is my prediction. Not because PDP will become a saintly party, not because PDP has become reformed and rebranded, no, but because APC too are damaging themselves.
No, so
and Nigerians are losing confidence in APC. And then, let me tell you something. If in 2014, when the primaries were taking place, Good Luck had lost primaries in PDP and someone else emerged, there was no way PDP would have won.
So we
There
want,
was no
to
way
change, we, want to
APC
change the,
would have
we
won.
want to change the narratives
Good.
now.
Now,
Why,
if
shouldn't the PDP prepare itself first
yes,
as a better alternative,
Yes.
rather than hoping that the damage will be self-inflicted by the
you
APC?
you must be prepared actually to take. APC worked hard. APC worked hard, did a lot of media, mobilized the youth, you know, and worked very hard. They campaigned because they knew that Nigerians were not happy with this government. And they promised us things that they are not delivering, like restructuring, jobs, and all of that. Because Nigerians wanted these things, Nigerians trooped out and voted for APC. Now, you're reneging on these promises. Nigerians are watching again. They're looking for a man, not a party, a man they can trust.
That is what makes the
APC
task.
won because Nigerians could trust Buhari, a man they could trust. Now he has thrown that trust off the window. Nigerians are looking for another man they can trust.
That is why I said political party system in Nigeria is what we should look at. Nigerians have tried two political options. They've tried the PDP first for 16 years. Like he said, it was because the PDP inflicted that self-wounds on himself that he lost re-election in 2015. Nigerians have not shown that they have forgotten that. The APC has been in power now for over two and a half years, and Nigerians have seen, they have tested the APC, perhaps not sufficiently enough like they have tested the PDP, but at least the Nigerians have been left frustrated. The fact that Nigerians have been left frustrated by the APC, does that mean that we should assume that Nigerians are saying we want to go back to the PDP?
Yeah, it is not
Because from the reactions of your leaders, that would seem to be what they are saying. That, oh, because Nigerians are dissatisfied with the APC, it means, okay, let's go back to the PDP.
I have to be sincere. It is not automatic. It is not given. And before I go deep into that, I would like to tell my brother here that maybe on another day we're going to have this discussion in two cases where Jonathan lost the election. Not really because Jonathan did not perform, but there are a lot of issues, a lot of things that actually
Okay,
caused that.
maybe not because Jonathan did not perform, but because the PDP had issues.
No, PDP, yeah, of course, PDP,
Okay,
I'm coming.
so let's put it that way.
Either PDP had issues and some other things
Oh,
that
the PDP
happened.
didn't have issues?
But no, of course, PDP had issues, a lot of things happened, but of course, you'll be able to benchmark the two now. It's going to be difficult for you to say that this government is better than that of Jonathan. But you see, back to the issue. It is not given that PDP will be automatic for Nigerians simply because we had
choice.
Yes, the automatic choice for Nigerians simply because we had a convention that is actually can only benchmark by another convention by PDP because APC did not come to the party. When you say, what I'm saying is that it's not even, you can't even say it's an existing political party which it has not successfully formed all organs of the party almost 3 years into government. However, I love what Kola Ologbondiyan did yesterday, and I saw something very fantastic in his statement. You see, there's a difference between making criticisms and making factual criticisms or factual statements. What I saw was that you remember that even before he made a statement yesterday telling the APC that, look, you'd never even have a convention, you know, for almost 2 years. You know, people have been saying it. But
Does
it went
that mean that
beyond
the APC is
no,
not-
what I'm
is
saying
not
that it
in
went
power?
beyond that to quote the constitutional provision of the APC. Now, it's a pointer to the fact that, and our brother in the legal world, Ebonlu Adegbogbo, I saw it on his Facebook page. He said, look, well, some of us are going to take a back seat now that with what I've seen of the PDP, it's like there's going to be a very good, robust engagement because when you saw that statement, what the APC issued and the counter statement from the PDP, of course, you saw that. Now, PDP is going to win this battle for 2019 by convincing Nigeria.
He's saying that he has been doing the job of the PDP for years before now.
Who?
Now that they have found
No.
leaving the job for
Not that he's been doing the job of PDP. You see, in the constructive world, the human rights lawyers, those who must be able to stand in the gap because that gap was left open. But if there is a party that is doing that, because it is the automatic job of an opposition party to galvanize nationwide criticisms, constructive, however you see it, against a ruling party. It happened. You see, the APC succeeded in galvanizing the civil society world, in taking action on the government. It's a global thing. It's not limited to Nigeria. It doesn't mean that those people are members of the PDP. No. Because one thing is that for the citizens, everybody to get the best out of government, you must constantly, point out to the flaws in the government. So basically what we are doing now is that we are going to convince Nigerians about the alternative, the party that front. We've learned from whatever mistakes we made in the past as a party. Then we're going to tell them that, look, this is what we're going to do better. We're going to sell ourselves, market ourselves to Nigerians. It is not automatic that because we did a nice convention that Nigerians are going to vote for PDP. No. That is why every stakeholders, that's one thing that the leaders and the followers in the PDP must not over-celebrate whatever the gains they've harvested from this convention. You have to put things in perspective. The message you're going to sell to the Northwest is different from the message you're going to sell to the South-South. The message you're going to sell to the South-South will be different. However, there will also be an overriding message in such a way that for people to know that united we are better. And if we are together as a nation, we are going to profit more. And thank God, PDP over the years has exhibited that level of, industrial sense in terms of bringing everybody together. You recall that even people within the APC had said that Nigerians has never been divided, like this before in the last 2-3 years of this government. It takes a political party, that understood the perspective of this country for us to be able to get some of these things better. So the PDP has a lot of goodwill going well for it. The only thing is for PDP to be able to properly harvest it. That was why I said at the onset of this program that the leaders must exercise restraint in what they say. The whole thing is that everything is strategic, whatever intervention they're making.
All right. But up until some days ago, I would say you were the APC. Yes. So you should know.
I've not joined another party yet.
Okay, you are still.
I've left. No.
Okay, you were in the APC.
My spirit is out of APC.
Okay, so that's why I said up until some days ago you were in the APC.
Yeah.
Why do you think the APC has this problem of not being able to nail itself together and paper over, even if for pretense sake, paper over all the cracks, have a party that is functioning really good, all the organs are functioning and all of that? Why do you think this problem is there? What can other political parties also take from the fact that the PDP has been able to, has this one going for it, that he's been able to function like a political party, even when it was in crisis. He's been able to function like a political party, and this this convention you just said, is yet another attestation to that.
Well, APC, speaking sincerely, is still largely a regional political party.
How regional?
That took advantage of a crack that existed under the presidency of Goodluck Jonathan. If you look at APC, I say it's a regional party because it's an alliance of parties that were strong in certain regions, right? Two strong parties in regions, that is ACN and CPC. They were strong in their region. AMPP was just existing, not really very strong, had 1 or 2 states, right, in the north. And then you now have those that defected
in the northeast.
Yeah, in the
and
northeast.
CPC had none. CPC had
it
none,
doesn't matter, but they were strong. They had Al-Makura. Al-Makura won election under CPC. They were strong in the north. They had good followership. PD, and then those who, like us, who left the PDP because of the internal wranglings. So, in spite of that union, there was still this misgivings. A lot of members of the APC do not trust each other. There is no trust. You still see yourself as former this, former that, former this.
So they are still like straight bedfellows.
And if you look at the party, up till tomorrow, the only place you can say the president is popular is in the Northwest, particularly, where CPC was very strong. He got the support from the ACN, Southwest, to add up to what he had, and then the support of frustrated Nigerians.
Now the PDP is making itself more popular in the Southwest.
Good. Now, let me finish. Now, when the APC won, they were supposed to consolidate on their gains. But immediately, the president abandoned the party, saying, I'm not interested in what happens in the National Assembly. Let them do their thing. I'm a
Was it
president.
right or was it wrong?
Well, it is wrong. We still operate largely a guided democracy, right? The leadership of a party will guide the party to attain their objectives.
Did he misread the effects of an overbearing Obasanjo, for instance, in his relationship
Possibly.
with the other arms of government and his relationship with the political party platform?
Possibly.
He misread that.
I believe that was what happened. Nobody said he should dictate what happens in National Assembly, but he should at least allow the political party have a say. Even in America, their political parties determine how things are done within government, how power is shared. Now, we are a country largely of people with strong, ambitious politicians from everywhere. If you don't guide our politicians, you will scatter the house. And that is what is happening in APC now. APC has been unable to function because they do not know what the president is thinking. Nobody wants to call something and the president will say, I'm not coming. I'm not interested in this. Look at what happened in Kogi State. I still maintain that the governor in Kogi State is the most illegitimate governor in Nigeria. He shouldn't have emerged that process. He never contested the election. But they just did some abracadabra and said he came second in primaries and gave him governor.
Yeah, isn't that the process of becoming a governor?
I still don't think it's right.
Is it that where the process of wanting to become a governor
That is a party issue. It ended in the party. It didn't get to the general election. The person who got to general election was Prince Audu, not this man.
And he died.
He died,
and the party had a right.
And he had someone running with him.
Yes.
He chose that person.
If you choose that
you
choose that person,
yeah.
wouldn't one vacancy become double vacancy?
For me,
which also
when you choose a running mate, the day you choose him, he begins to run with you. That is why he's your running mate. If you fall, he continues the race. That is why he's your running mate. Not that if you fall, then they will remove him and bring another runner and put in his front.
No, but the lead runner fell at the time the race was on.
The running mate continues the race. That is why they are running mates. It's simple. But let's leave that for another day. We have had a government that has abandoned the party and is running the system. The APC lost its largest constituency, the youth, when they released ministerial appointments, not a single youth. And then with comments like 5% and 97%, you lost the
5 and 97.
Yeah, it doesn't add up, but that was what happened.
No, you said 5 and 95.
No, 97. You didn't hear it very well.
97. 5 and 95.
Well, no. He was even right by saying 95 and 97 and 5 is very.
That was what he said.
How would that be 100%?
Okay, this is what he said.
Let me finish. Let me just finish my point so we don't go and argue.
97% in one state.
In one region, yes,
Let me complete this. There are a lot of people in the South who voted for the APC. Not because they love the APC. They wanted to give the APC a chance to see what the APC can do if given the opportunity. Now, the APC was supposed to consolidate on that support. If APC had done all of this, by now PDP would have been buried, I can assure you. It is the failures of APC to play politics that has given PDP another lifeline. And I tell you, a person who has been pushed to the ground that is given another lifeline will run a race like it's the final race for him or her. PDP is going to come back strong. PDP is going to come back committed and focused, knowing their mistakes.
The question is how? Can we say truly that the same factors that did the PDP in,
what is happening now?
Activities of his leaders in power, culture of imposition, culture of have they left the PDP? Let me tell you.
Have they left the APC or what?
Have they left the PDP?
That's those cultures.
Those cultures, have they left the APC? The PDP. Let me give some instances.
Yeah.
Before the convention,
yes,
the PDP publicly announced, you had a non-elective convention, you announced there that the presidential ticket had been zoned to the north. You made a public announcement of it. And right there at that same venue, a top leader of the party, leading a very formidable organ of the party, right there launched a presidential appeal that completely put asunder what the party just announced. That's on one side. In some states, Ekiti, for instance, is where you are going to have the next, your first test.
Yeah.
In Ekiti State, for instance, the party leader there has already endorsed somebody who is a candidate who will succeed him long before the date for election was announced, shutting out all other possible candidates, including top leaders like city senators, city members of House of Reps, members, top leaders in the state, shutting them out without even attempting to give them a level playing field. Let all forces contend. It doesn't stop you from manifesting your interest in one of them and using all you have to push the candidacy of that. But when a leader at that level acts in a way to shut out a large percentage of members, can we say that this culture of impunity has left the PDP?
Yeah, now let me address that very quickly. It is something that is common with all the political parties. Like I said at the beginning.
So why should we favor the PDP?
Wait, let me get there. It is something that is common. When you say someone endorsed somebody, a governor endorsed, we have seen people who are telling us no vacancy in the House of Rep. We have seen people who are saying no automatic ticket for this automatic. It's a political culture that pervades our system because
it is right.
Because it's wrong.
Right.
It's wrong. It is because of the delegate system. The governor controls all the delegates or those that will be delegates in the primaries in the state.
Is that right? Because those are part of what you say you are going to change.
Yeah, if they do, if they do, it will be good. Now, the local government chairman, the local government. That's why I say if they do. That's why I say if they do. Local government chairman, House of Assembly members, or sometimes the secretary, sometimes the art councillors, are going to be delegates. Who will they answer to? The governor. So if the governor is not with you, you know you cannot win primaries. Secondly, if we have a a primary system that is based on financial membership voting, right? The world has advanced. 100 million people can vote online. Your political party can have online convention and fix a date for voting. Members can have their unique PIN, go online and vote for who they want as chairman, and it will be transparent. At the end of the day, we see, or vote for candidates for primaries. At the end of the day, we see who win. If that be the case, you will find that governors will not be saying, I have endorsed this. He will be campaigning for the person, for the electorate to vote that person. But because he knows he can control these few delegates, he can make a categorical statement that I've endorsed this. Not only do they make these statements at primary level, they also tend to make statements believing they know who will succeed them even at the general election. So, it pervades both political parties, you know. APC will tell you, this is who will succeed me. PDP will tell you, this is who will succeed me. It is a culture that is very bad, but is existing in Nigeria because we do not want to...
These were part of the things that caused the PDP.
Yes, and I thought...
And if you admit that this culture
I
is
thought,
still there,
Benga, I thought...
So how is the PDP an alternative to APC?
No, the alternative is that APC on this side, really, APC on this side, really, doesn't seem to even know what is going on within their own home.
Yeah, but is the PDP an alternative?
If a party, you see, the beginning of the solution of in any crisis is the acceptance that there is a problem. When you accept that you have a problem, it means you become conscious of your problem and you want to fix it. In APC, you find people lying to themselves. We are a strong party, we are this. When the party is dead inside already, you must tell yourself the truth. The PDP have accepted that we have a problem and we're fixing it. There's a reconciliatory committee. There is this. It tells you that they are on a pathway. Yeah. You know, they are on a pathway. But APC on the other side is not even admitting that they are not yet a front, one united front. They are not admitting it. They are not admitting to the divisions. And all that.
Before I get back to you. A.K. Sebastian Jr., our political leaders causing a lot of issues by not allowing the people have a say on who they want to govern and rule them. Then Okolo Chukwu Iyere says PDP and APC are the same, no difference at all. What we will vote for in 2019 is the candidate, not party. The most corrupt leaders in Nigeria are in APC now, and the party with highest impunity in Nigeria to date is PDP. May God help us out. Then Nasiru Ali says Atiku has open agenda. That was why he has to move before the PDP convention. Next 3 months, you will perceive the smile of Atiku. you will perceive the smile of Atiku. Okay. Elder, that's the Twitter name. So Mr. Gbenga, please help me pat the guy on suit on the back. He has made sound and incisive analysis on the 40 political workings and structures of our party systems in Nigeria. There are no ideologies, but just platforms controlled by a selfish microscopic few. Then AK Sebastian Jr., we have political parties where the manifesto of the candidate is different from that of the party. And then Chino Carito, Nigeria deserves more than APC and PDP. They are just like 6 and half a dozen. Where are the people in all of this? And then JEM says, Gbenga, please kindly ask your guest whether he will be taking this stand if Atiku was still in APC. Please tell him to be honest. I think that must be Mr. Salas. Please talk as a brilliant lawyer. What does the Electoral Act say on the demise candidate before announcement of the winner?
Nothing. It's the Constitution that.
Let me see if I can read one more. Good day, Gbenga. Please ask your guest, Ario, who divided Nigerians, if not PDP Nigeria, who were claiming that Muhammad Buhari will Islamize Nigeria if elected. Okay, we're on the particular issue before I started reading the tweet, and that is, is it not possible to have political parties that lean on the membership rather than a few money bags who are the ones who put the money and are therefore the ones calling the shot? Yeah. Because that seemed not to have ended in the PDP. Just before the convention, there was the news that the new entrant to the party has already made a donation of 1.something billion naira to the party. If tomorrow that kind of a person says he wants something in the party, of course he has put the money there, and he has a right to put his mouth where his money is.
Yeah, I'm a member.
The same reason why the governors are the ones calling the shot, because they are the ones funding the party.
You see, I'm a member of the PDP Reform Group, and during the Ali Modu Sheriff saga, we made our position very clear, and we told them that we're going to run into problem with disarrangement. And we've also made our position very clear ahead of this convention that just happened, that look, the only way for us to have a party that is working is for us to reform the party and make the party a party where members will be able to pay dues and have a sense of belonging in the party. You realize that, for instance, an economy that is running a well-structured tax system will definitely prosper and have a sense of belonging and greater participation of the people than an economy like Nigeria, where the only thing we do is to sell oil without people knowing when they are even selling it. The same thing also applies to a political party. If the members are paying dues, it's going to give that sense of belonging. Now, not because the money from the dues are enough to run any major campaign. No, it's not. You're going to have the super PACs, that's talking about the big money players, not necessarily within the party, but corporate sectors, like the way that's done in the developed world, where people can say, okay, I'm giving this party $1 million, $5 million, $20 million, the way it is done, although there is a limit to it constitutionally, like in America. Yeah. We can also, gloss over that in Nigeria. We're going to have such a thing, but first you must have a structured system such that your members are allowed to what you call it, not just make some small donation like 5,000, 10,000, but also to pay their yearly dues. It's very important and very sensitive, especially during the delegate system and election system. Yes. Then the people will have a greater participation. You see, as young Nigerians, we must be thinking about reforms. We must be thinking about getting our political process very well, simply because it's only when there is a contestation of ideas that people like us would definitely have the opportunity to have a say in our political parties. Because you know what? There's going to be a succession of big money players. This person will put this person there, and that person will put another person there. And that is why the value of governance is getting, it's reducing, simply because, you see, the person who is leaving wants to put in place, put into government sometimes somebody who is not actually as sound as he is, and will continue to have this, a kind of a reduction in the capacity of people to govern. So basically, it's something we have to go down. It's something we just have to do as a party. But I believe, since you said we have to go, I believe that the PDP will get its house in order.
I need to drop you there. Ben, you saying, Gbenga, you brought 2 PDP members and no one from the APC. No one speaks for the other side. Actually, it's not to talk about the PDP or the APC. We wanted to look at.
Well, I'm not yet.
And actually, the last time from his antecedent, I thought that he had sympathy for the APC.
I've always had. I've always had until my political leader
I
left.
didn't know that he has.
I was there.
He
I
has
was
become articulate.
the man who
60-70% of APC members
the
are
man-
now in his.
the man who
I like
the man
him
who
now.
asked me the question on Twitter and asked me to be honest.
Yes.
I would tell him that if Atiku remained in APC, I will remain there grudgingly with him because this is a man I have interacted severally with, and he has the blueprint
All right.
for
That's it.
empowering young Nigerians. Really,
That's
his
what I need.
presidency
Because
will
we have
just
a, it's
usher in
because
young
we have a
people.
good party. That's why Atiku is coming. We welcome him,
I will-
and if you can get
we-
it,
we
there's
thank
no
you for
problem.
Nasir
welcoming
Ali
him.
insisted that in 2019 Nigerians will not vote for political party but candidates.
Yes.
At the states, I'm afraid of some governors' survivor. Buhari will win, I'm sure. Okay. That's
That's taking the place of God.
It's all dream. It's all
Thank you
dream.
so much, gentlemen. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
your finding time
thank
to be
you
here.
very
Ariyu Dare, I told you, is co-convener PDP Reform Group. Is that still in existence?
Yes, very, very much in
Because
existence.
there's
And we'll
room for
continue.
plenty reform in the PDP.
Yes, well, that's exactly what we've been advocating for, and
Thank
we'll
you so
continue.
much.
We'll
I
continue.
appreciate your finding time to be here. Barrister Silas Onu is an Abuja-based legal practitioner. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Benga.
I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you.
Like I said, we'll look at that issue of that judgment. And of course, for tomorrow, let me just have the appetizer. Tomorrow, don't try to miss this program because if you do, if you ask me a question, I will not answer you. I have something very interesting to give you tomorrow. It's a promise. So, something worth looking forward to. I'll see you then. My name is Benga.